For decades, the NFL believed one lie, that a black quarterback wasn't smart enough to lead a team to a Super Bowl. Coaches believed it, scouts believed it, even some fans believed it. Then one man stepped onto football's biggest stage and shattered that belief forever. Not only did Doug Williams become the first black quarterback to start a Super Bowl, he delivered one of the greatest quarterback performances the NFL has ever seen. 4 touchdown passes, 35 points in 1 quarter, Super Bowl MVP. But what most people don't know is that Doug Williams almost never got that chance. This is the incredible story of the man who changed football forever. Doug Williams wasn't born into football fame. He was born in Zachary, Louisiana in 1955 during one of the most difficult eras for black Americans in the South. Life wasn't easy. Resources were limited, opportunities were even fewer. But one thing Doug always had was confidence. From an early age, coaches noticed something different. He wasn't the fastest player, he wasn't the strongest, but he could throw a football better than almost anyone. While other kids dreamed about playing running back or wide receiver, Doug wanted the hardest position on the field, quarterback. The problem? Back then, many coaches didn't believe black athletes should even play quarterback. Instead, they were often told to switch positions. Doug refused. Instead of attending a major powerhouse, Doug chose Grambling State University, an HBCU led by the legendary coach Eddie Robinson. It would become the perfect place for his talent to grow. Williams dominated college football. Season after season, he lit up defenses with his arm. He threw for over 8,000 yards, won multiple black college national championships, finished 4th in Heisman Trophy voting, and proved he could lead a football team at the highest level. Still, NFL scouts weren't convinced, not because of his talent, because of his skin color. Many executives questioned whether a black quarterback could lead an NFL franchise. Doug Williams was about to prove every single one of them wrong. In the 1978 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers selected Doug Williams with the 17th overall pick. That alone made history. He became the first black quarterback ever drafted in the first round of the NFL Draft. But Tampa Bay wasn't exactly a dream destination. The franchise had been one of the worst teams in football, yet Williams quickly changed everything. He led the Buccaneers to their first winning season, their first playoff appearance, and their first playoff victory. He had turned one of the NFL's biggest laughingstocks into a contender. Then, everything fell apart. The Buccaneers refused to pay him what he believed he had earned. Feeling disrespected, Williams walked away from the NFL and joined the USFL. For many players, that would have been the end of the story. For Doug, it was only the beginning. After the USFL folded, Doug Williams signed with Washington. At first, he wasn't even the starting quarterback. He spent much of his time on the bench, but injuries opened the door. Williams stepped in, led Washington through the playoffs, and suddenly, he was preparing for Super Bowl 22 against John Elway and the Denver Broncos.
We are live from San Diego, California on a spectacularly beautiful day for football.
Even then, the questions never stopped. Could a black quarterback win the biggest game in football? Millions were about to find out. The game couldn't have started worse. Doug injured his knee. Washington fell behind 10-0. People thought it was over. Then came the second quarter, and what happened next still feels unbelievable. Williams threw 4 touchdown passes in a single quarter, a Super Bowl record that still stands. Washington scored 35 points in just 15 minutes. The Broncos had no answer. When the clock finally hit 0, Washington had won 42-10. Doug Williams wasn't just a Super Bowl champion. He became the first black quarterback to start, the first to win, and the first to earn Super Bowl MVP. One unforgettable night changed the history of the NFL forever. Doug Williams retired after the 1989 season. His career numbers may not place him among the NFL's statistical legends, but his impact goes far beyond statistics. Without Doug Williams, would quarterbacks like Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, or CJ Stroud have received the same opportunities? No one can answer that for certain, but what we do know is that on one night in January 1988, Doug Williams destroyed one of football's biggest stereotypes.